Hey y'all, so here in Dayton, we have Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. And so we see a lot of new people come into the city. I myself am not from Dayton, and so here in Dayton we have a lot of people that are not originally from Ohio. And being a Texan, whenever I was moving to Ohio, I was kind of like, what's so special about Ohio? You just have like cornfields and Amish people. Like that's all that I knew about Ohio. But because of that, we have such a diverse community here, and it's amazing. And it's one of the reasons why I've learned to really love Dayton over these last 5 years of living here. Not just Ohio, but Dayton specifically. And so learning the market here has been really fun, seeing, what people want and what they need, and just learning about the different cities has been really fun. But one thing that is really prevalent here is having to sell a home to buy a home. And, even with people coming in, PCSing here or, moving here because of jobs. A lot of people that live here stay here because they end up loving it. And so with that brings people needing to upsize in a home or downsize after their kids have moved out. Going from rent, which is insanely high in Dayton, compared to what you could get for a mortgage because our property taxes are amazing. They buy these homes, it's a first time home, and then 3 to 5 years later, they're wanting to buy a new home, and they have no idea, okay, well, how do I sell my house and buy at the same time? And is that even possible? And the answer is yes, it is so possible. It is something that we see all the time here. And it's something that our title companies and our loan officers and our lending companies, that they are all very, very familiar with. And so I kind of wanted to break that process down for you a little bit if you're kind of wondering like, well, I want to sell, but I have no idea what I would even need to do or what type of timeline I need to be on in order to sell my home and then buy something else. So what typically happens is you want to start your home search. So if you're, let's say, we're just going to go with the example that you're upsizing your home. You need a bigger home. You've kind of outgrown your first home. Outgrown your first home that you have been living in, and you are just needing something a little bit bigger. You want to stay kind of within the same area, just a bigger house. And so what you're going to want to do is get with your realtor and definitely let them know like, hey, this is what we're thinking, and we want to be moved into our new home by X date. So whatever month that is, give that month to them. Say, I want to be into my next home by this month, whether it's like before school starts or right after school gets out, something like that. Have that timeline, and that is what's going to really, really help when it comes to selling your home and being able to get you into one that you are going to be happy with and being able to find you a new home. So have that timeline. First and foremost, have that timeline. And then once you have that timeline, you're going to kind of start getting your home ready to sell. So you're going to do the things like decluttering and putting some personalization stuff away and getting all the Cheerios out of your corners of your couches and stuff like that if you have kids. And so what that does is it's just going to be able to have your realtor say, all right, this is the date that we're going to get your house listed, and you will just be fully prepared. So whenever you go to search for your next home, if you want to start looking at homes before you put your house on the market, just know that either way, you're going to have to put what's called a contingent offer in. You're going to, it's basically just a contingency in the purchase contract that says, hey, I have to sell a piece of real estate before I buy a new piece of real estate. And what that does is it lets the seller of the new home know that your house is either about to be on the market or is currently already on the market. So you don't want to start looking for homes too far in advance, because then if you find one that you absolutely love and you're like, well, we're just not ready to sell yet, you're not going to be able to have a seller be okay with getting in contract with you to buy their home when your house is not even on the market. I have had people say, well, I'm not really ready to put my house on the market for maybe 4 weeks. We end up finding something, and then we put their house on the market that next day. It happens all the time, because I know if you're even thinking about homes, you're online searching. It's just how home searches go nowadays. But try to kind of match your timelines up and know that when you are serious about looking for a home, it should be about the same time that you're serious about putting your home on the market. And what that's going to be able to do is that way, if you want to put an offer in on a new home, you don't have to say like, well, we don't really know when we're going to put our house on the market. Nope, it's going up next Wednesday. We're going to market the heck out of it and we're going to get it sold. So that way you can take that contingency off. And so what happens is when you get in contract with your new home, your current home is on the market and you get an offer and you get an accepted contract, you can remove that contingency. And so, we still know that it's still contingent upon selling your home, but you're able to let the other party know of the house that you're buying, hey, we are under contract, inspections are scheduled, appraisal is scheduled, and it kind of puts that other seller at ease too, and knowing that everything with the sale of your home is going smoothly. And so once kind of all that happens, we can do same day closings, or obviously you have to close on your house first. So you close on your house first, whether it be on Monday and then you close on your new home on Friday, or you close the same day, either way. And so that way, funds can be transferred and everything fun like that. When you're buying and selling, just make sure that the other parties know what your timeline is. Hey, if I'm selling my house on this day, but then I'm not buying my new house until maybe 3 days later, you're going to need some type of extended occupancy in your current home to be able to get out. So just make sure you talk to your realtor about occupancy dates and making sure that you have your timeline and your times definitely set, so then that way you don't end up homeless for a week and with nowhere to go and all of your stuff is in a U-Haul. So your realtor should help you work all of that out, but it's really simple. It gets a little hairy if your current home isn't selling or getting under contract or getting a lot of showings, but your realtor can really help walk you through all of that and make it a smooth process. Good luck.